Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another interview on Unhinged. My next guest is Walter Gahadza. An absolute pleasure, Walter. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. It's also my pleasure. Also my pleasure.
Like I said before, it's my pleasure. Honestly, you're the fighter. You're the time I want. And dedicating 15, 20 minutes of your time, it really, really means a lot. So I appreciate your time. As I just said, it really means a lot. I'm looking forward to the fight. Looking forward to the spectacularness that you're going to bring on July 28th, should we say.
Yes, as you just said there, spectacularness.
Is that
Whenever,
even a word?
whenever.
I don't know. It is now.
Oh, it is now. It's between us. Anyway, a spectacular performance. It's always an entertaining uh, outing when the snipers is out. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I want to kind of start, obviously, at the beginning. This is another opportunity in your illustrious career. You're making another ring walk, 28th ring walk to the cage, Walter. That's incredible. Not too many people make 1, 10, 15, 30. You're on the cusp of that. At the start of your career, was that the feeling that you were going to make that many ring walks? And now look where you are, making you 28th.
You know what? That's a great question. I haven't had one of those questions. I like the way you formatted it too. Uh, Look,
Thank you.
when you first start, you never, you never really imagine yourself to to be great because you've just started, right? So you don't really look at it as I'm gonna be in it for 10 bouts. I'm gonna be in it for 20 bouts. I'm gonna be in it for 30 bouts. I started and I found a passion for it, and I've kept chasing the passion and working on the passion and the craft. And 28 bouts later, I'm making another walk.
That's incredible. I mean, obviously, I had the pleasure to research you again. Obviously, I had watched you fight in Bama, Bellator, but I had the pleasure to go watch some of them fights and watch some of the wars and some of the fights that you had been in. It was incredible. But at this time of your career, 36, I don't want to remind you about how old you're getting or how old you are, but soon you'll be turning 36. What is the goal right now at this stage of your career? What is that? What is that plan in mind?
Um, Look, uh, this is the toughest sport in the world, um, hands down. Um, to and you're learning on the job. So experience is key, of course, right? Uh, I froze. What was the question again? What was the last part of the question?
So I want to talk about, obviously, you've had so many different ring walks, different promotions. You've been on different stages, different countries. What is the goal right now as soon
Uh,
you'll be turning 36? As I said, I don't want to make you feel old.
the
But as you
the
soon you're
goal
turning 36, what is the
the
goal right now in
the
your career?
the goal is to keep having fun. Keep. Um, I still love the sport. I've got great passion for it. Uh, I'm 36 in November,
Yeah.
uh, and I'm peaking. So, so as we know, most mixed martial artists they peak pretty later on in their career, and that's why it goes back to learning on the job. It's not something that you're going to get perfect straight away. There's going to be things that need altering. There's going to be things that need improving, whether it be the physical side or the mental side. So it's all a learning journey. You learn on the job. I still love MMA. Got a great passion. Surrounded by a great team. Um, Everyone pulls their weight to make sure that Walter Gahadza gets into the best shape he possibly can be to compete.
Walter, anytime you enter that cage, you're in phenomenal shape. It's
Thank you,
ridiculous.
thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, no homo. I've got a girlfriend and all that, so that doesn't matter.
No. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you, my man.
Um, while we're on the topic of that 28th ring walk, longevity, you've been absolutely incredible. 28th ring walk. I talked about not many make 5, not many make 1, not many make 10. You're making your 28th. You started your MMA career in 2011, and and again, I don't want to make you feel old, but I was 9 years old when you made your MMA career. Um,
Wow.
12 years later, we're still talking about Walter fighting in the
Yeah.
cage.
Yeah.
Did you ever
Yeah.
think you were going to have like that long career that you do you have now? And I want to ask about the keys to success to have that longevity. What has your mum and dad been feeding you, or your wife, or your kids? Maybe
Uh,
what have they got in the water?
uh, in life, we go through tests, right? And some tests you don't really, you don't excel as much as others. Uh, this is I've had plenty of tests. I've had plenty of wars, as you just said.
Yeah,
Big gritty, been in some gritty bouts. Like with every form of style, and yeah, I mean, longevity. It goes down to how you obviously look out for yourself. How much time you're spending in the gym rather than outside the gym, and and putting everything that you can towards towards whatever you regard and class just as success. Um, I've got my own definition of success. I'm sure you have your own, perception and the definition of success. So, which everyone does. Everyone's entitled to that too, of course. So, um, yeah, I mean the longevity. I was born in Zimbabwe. Uh, I was
that's the
born in
key.
Zimbabwe. I came to the UK when I was 14. So, I was in. I was eating a lot of natural products, spending a lot of time outside. Came to the UK, got a little bit bigger, kept eating, and yeah, 36 years of age and 28th ring walk, cage walk, shall we say, in less than a week, or approximately a week. So yeah, not that I'm counting it down.
Walter, you should honestly, you should release some food plans or some dieting plans. Honestly, call it
Is that
Walter Weight or something. You would make
yeah,
some money out of
yeah.
that.
I mean, the welterweight division is by far the toughest weight division. Um, Not only do you have to be athletic, comes with you know having to be dynamic, having to walk around at that near enough 12 4 stone. I'm a big guy. So for me to to maintain that kind of weight, it just goes down to discipline, and you went back to longevity. Discipline equals longevity in anything, just stick to your craft, and you can keep going until you say, you know what, I've achieved an incredible amount, and I'm happy to walk away from the sport. I'm still in it. I've got a great team. Um, I'm surrounded by some phenomenal coaching, phenomenal training partners. Um, and yeah, the sky's the limit at the moment for myself. I really still enjoy, performing.
Walter, I kind of want to talk about some of your moments in your career that you've had. You started your career at 14, and you were ridiculous. You were coming through. You fought Bama, Bellator, you name it. It was phenomenal. But I kind of want to talk about a moment that kind of lives in my head. I remember watching it live, and that was that head kick knockout versus Ruben Crawford on Bellator. It was emphatic. It was on a big stage. But I kind of want to ask you. what kind of moment kind of stands out in your career? And I kind of have a feeling you might say the next one, but what one does the past one? What one kind of stands out?
You just said it there. You know, you hit the nail on its head. Bellator Dublin, 15K plus people in an arena, and there's three gentlemen in that cage, you know, and we went in there first round, head kick by TKO, left head kick. It was a very special moment for myself, you know. Um, Against a credible, you know, very credible opponent. He was training at SBG at that point, I presume. Actually, that's a fact. He was at SBG, and I'm sure he was a great prospect, you know, to come out and to go out there and put him out in that, you know, put him out in that kind of fashion, um, in a massive arena, massive stage. Yeah, it was phenomenal. It's definitely up there with with my Bellator debut at Wembley Arena in London. Uh, uh, there was a training partner and training partners of mine that I'd seen compete at Wembley Arena as I just started MMA, and I was really, you know, I went to one event and I said to myself, um, if you're going to compete, you have to be competing in a place like this, you know. And that's quite a high level of success. And I was only looking at what's next. I can look at what's next bit by bit, you know. And yeah, it's having those kind of moments, you know. The Ruben Crawford bout and Ken Kalpinen bout is. You know, they're at the top with some other some other entertaining. I'm always in for a great bout. Uh, Now I've worked been back in the lab working on different things at GB Top Team, and trusting in my team, trusting in my work. Um, yeah, that's the only way to build these special moments. You know, the special moments are built. They're made in preparation. They're made in you know in that in that gym. Uh, so yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. Ruben Crawford, absolutely fantastic career highlight that.
Yeah,
And sorry, it's one of the best head kicks on Bellator too. I'm sure it's in the top 10 or 20 Bellator
I
kicks of
mean,
of all time. So
it was good. It's emphatic.
thank
As I
you.
talked about on such a big stage, you talk about Benetton Dublin, 15K, thousand in the fans, and you know what the Irish crowd are like. They're absolutely mental after a few Guinnesses or a few beers. They're crazy.
The best atmosphere of one of the best atmospheres I've ever experienced. Those the Irish fans are just
They're
man,
passionate.
they're phenomenal. They're
Yeah.
phenomenal fans.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
we'll move over. I want to talk about the task in hand. Obviously, another trip to Hexagone. First trip, obviously, it didn't go your way on the debut. But I kind of want to I want to ask you about, what did that first trip feel like? I know it didn't go your way. It was a loss, but I don't really want to talk about the fight itself. I kind of want to talk about, the feeling that you got from the promotion, how they treated you. How was that first experience, basically, with Hexagone?
Oh, Hexagon are great. You know, it was a well-run show. Um, Very professional. They're treating the athletes, uh, treating the athletes pretty well. You know, which is something that stands out for myself. You know, if the promotion really put a lot into making sure that the athletes um, are are satisfied. shall we say?
Yeah, so it was a tough one at the off, as I said.
Yeah.
Didn't get a hand raised, but we want to talk about the next one. And that is against
Mm,
Soufiene Oudina.
mm,
Looking at this matchup, the Frenchman, he's traded wins and losses throughout his whole career. Um, what I've seen from him, he's gonna look to grapple. And obviously that's been the story of your career.
mm.
Obviously everyone's gonna look to grapple against Walter with them solid big left hands, right hands, and obviously that big left head kick that we just talked about earlier on. How prepared do you feel for another challenge of Soufiene? I kind of want to ask you as well. As we talked about your longevity, you've been here for a very long time. You've prepared for every single style. So does that also help?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a massive opportunity every time the sniper comes out to compete. You know, as far as the opponent, yeah, he's had his fair share of fair share of losses, should we say, and some wins there. Um, do I think he's going to grapple? Absolutely. Do I know when? No, because I can't tell time. Um, I can't tell forward in time, should I say? Look, I'm prepared for everything in this bout. You know, I'm prepared for whether it takes part on the mat or whether it's standing up. But carrying on from what you said, whenever anyone fights Walter Gahadza, should we say, they go for the grappling, as you said, right? Um, how else? How else would you how else would you face the sniper? You know, there's there's um, there's only one sniper in mixed martial arts, and and you mentioned a sniper. The ones that know will say you referring to Walter Gahadza. So yeah, I'm very well prepared for this bout, uh, and wherever it takes part.
Yeah, and you talked about obviously the record of Soufiene, 8 wins, 9 losses, and what I've seen from his record and obviously the research. I've watched a few of his fights. I watched a few, as I talked about. I watched a few of his fights. He's got that mentality. I would like to say where it's finished or be finished.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
seen a lot of that in his career. Either he gets the finish or he gets finished. With that style and the way he comes forward and hunts for that aggression, obviously that aggression with grappling, should I say? Does that favour you? Because we talked about the sniper. Obviously, you're looking to counter the sniper. Perfect name. Does that
Look,
style
look,
favour the way you want to play this game or fight?
this man's record is he does no justice for him because, as you said, like he comes forward to pursue what he wants and obviously help him with what he wants to do. Um, as far as as far as you saying favor, the favor I put the favor in my ability, in my faith, in getting me through this camp. Getting this version of Walter the Sniper Gaza. That's the what I can control, and come July 28th. Um, yeah, it's going to be a sensational performance. I look forward to
Uh,
it.
I, I, it's going to be a spectacular performance, as I talked about earlier on.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact you will be looking to put on a statement victory because obviously the debut didn't go your way. I know for a fact that'll be that fire will kind of be in your belly to kind of to say to these Hexagone fans, all right, okay, that was a one-off. I'm going to show you what I'm really made of now. Is that the feeling in your belly right now? Is to get that statement victory and then maybe try and get back at Ahmed, obviously for the lightweight championship.
Um. No. Reason being is it's not to prove anything to anything external. I love my fans. I love who doesn't love an MMA fan? We all love. MMA fans love MMA fans. They also love to hate. They also love to hate each other too. You know,
That's true.
it's yeah. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to having the opportunity to perform and share the stage with someone who's coming to compete. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be something to look forward to for sure.
And then the last question about the fight itself, I kind of want to ask you, how do you win this fight? I know when we talk about how you win this fight or any fight in MMA can go 50,000 different ways. It's so hard to really pinpoint exactly how a fight can go. But when you envision the fight going in your head, how does that play out?
Um, I'm there, mentioned earlier about Soufiene. Um, it's you know, finish or be finished,
Hmm.
and I'm looking for the finish. Um, if it comes, it comes. I'm not gonna chase the finish. If I smell an opportunity, if I sense an opportunity to get the finish, I'll look to finish the bout.
That's it. That's it. I'm so excited to watch you return, Walter. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. My last few questions that I got for you. Obviously, GBTT, two teammates are fighting this weekend. By the time this goes out, they already fought. So I'm hoping for a little bit of a Mystic Walter going on. Obviously, Mark D. Casey, Nathaniel Wood take on in their respective battle, and very hard matchups for both of them. Andre
Hmm.
Feely and obviously Mark D. Casey is taken on. Is absolutely completely slipped my head at the moment.
Hmm.
But yeah, how do you see that
Uh,
going down this weekend?
uh, in what order? Whose
You could start off
prediction
with
would you like
Nathaniel Wood,
first?
then go to Mark D. Casey. It's up to you.
Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, I'll say TKO second. I'm not ruling out if it happens in the first.
Yeah.
Mark, Mark by ground and pound to a sub or knockout.
Yeah,
Knockout.
Nathaniel Wood taking on.
Knockout round one, Mark.
Yeah, Nathaniel.
I'm gonna go for both guys to finish but I expect both of those gentlemen, uh, uh, um, absolute studs, to finish their bouts.
I mean, if you look at the matchups that they've got, both of them got really hard matchups.
Yeah.
I just looked there. Obviously, Nathaniel Woods fighting Andre Feely. Andre Feely been around for a very, very long time, like himself.
I'm
He fought in the UFC for God knows how long. And
yeah.
Mark D. Casey taking on obviously the young prospect Joel Alvarez, who's his submission game is absolutely impeccable. But what we have seen from Mark D. Casey as late, he's starting to love his wrestling a little bit, and his grappling.
He can do it all. He's a mixed martial artist. Nathaniel Wood's a mixed martial artist. A GB top team is full of mixed martial artists. You know, that's why, as you said, like the buzz, the vibe is just phenomenal. Um, Everyone looks to just improve and elevate with each other. So those two guys competing on the UFC this weekend, uh, regardless of the result, I made predictions. Regardless of the results, they're going to be putting on some phenomenal bouts. So I'm looking forward to it. And the week after, of course, it's gonna be my turn to go and perform too. So yeah, great
Ladies
times.
and gentlemen, what a Gahadza. An absolute pleasure, Walter. I appreciate your time. I look forward to your fight. July 28th, Hexagone MMA 10 next Friday. Make sure you catch it. Walter, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you real soon.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other at some point in the future.
Ah, that's it. I was actually meant to
All
come
right,
to the
mate.
Hexagon show. Didn't work out, but next one,
All right,
maybe,
next time,
maybe I'll
yeah,
be there.
yeah, exactly,
Thank you very much,
exactly.
Walter. I'll catch you soon.
Hey,
Have a good drive
take
home.
care, bro. Thank you. Thank you.